Hi, naked author, Jason William Mitchiner Galbraith, greatest author of my generation, GAOMG. Want to go over this great journalist that was covering my story that understood what I was up against, going against like a Random House, print-on-demand technology without any marketing promotion. The naked author, I'm naked out there in the literary world, which some people don't understand that metaphor. But this goes into, it says, because he was rejected by large publishers and picked up by Publish America, a firm that offers no marketing aid or produces only a single copy of the book through its print-on-demand technology, the burden of making himself known is completely on Mitchiner's shoulders. And that is what I've done over 20 years with my book. From his goal to skydive with his book in his hand, to his plan to run the New York City Marathon in his naked author costume, Mitchiner is making his naked author theme take hold by land, sea, and air. I realized that I needed to pound the pavement. I couldn't just sit at home and hope somebody would find my book. The author said I needed to make it happen. Full Moon Rising is Mitchiner's first book published, which will be the final chapter of his planned trilogy in historical fiction about San Francisco gold rush and the Civil War based on his own ancestors. It's about these three poor boys in Georgia who set out to find their fortune, Mitchiner said. Mitchiner's own life tells a similar story of a man with his roots in hardship and his move towards the American dream. As a child, Mitchiner was denied by his birth father and constantly moved around the country with his birth mother until she too abandoned him. He later chose to enter foster care after contemplating living on the streets and even suicide. So everything that I've done with my books, I published it on Publish America, again using 21st century technology, print on demand, to take on the big publishers like Random House, the true David versus Goliath story. And this is like Publish America. They just talk about what you need to do. You need to call, I had to call myself to Barnes & Noble and set up my own book signings. And everything that I had to do, I was calling around like New York City, Union Square, Barnes & Noble. They wouldn't let me do a book signing because I'm an unknown author. But they also talk about like the promoting your books, everything. It's all up to me. So everything that I did, and keep in mind like the theme of taking it by land, sea, and air. That's my artistic part of me and how I chose to promote, my book and my brand. The reason I went with Naked Author also is because my name. It's right now it's Mitchiner, and if you don't spell that correctly, you're never gonna find me. When you're standing in New York City, you better have people be able to remember and identify you instantly. Naked Author, people remember that. They can go on the internet and look me up and find all of that. When I did my first skydive with my book, I write about it in my book. That's all he wrote. That's on Amazon right now. And it goes through like all of the things that I've thought about marketing my book. And in writing this, I said that I did my first book, my first skydive from 10,000 feet while writing my first book, and I put that all on YouTube. For skydiving with my book, I also registered it with the Guinness Book of World Records that I sent it to. This is July 2nd. My record attempt here, I don't know if you can see that, is to skydive with a copy of my book that I wrote in my hand on July 13th, 2007. July 13th is my birthday. Some people say like Friday the 13th is unlucky. I was trying to make it a lucky day for me. I didn't die, which on another jump, my parachute didn't open, and I have that on YouTube as well. So I registered the skydive with a copy of my book. I took my first book, and I drilled in these holes. I'm the first author in the world to skydive with their own book that they wrote. In my Speedo, I did it as well. And I registered it with the Guinness Book of World Records, and they were blown away. They were like, we've never heard of this before, but we don't have a record for it. We don't know what to do with it. So I was just like, well, I'll be, the first and I guess only author ever to do this. But I was thinking like Red Bull, the new generation, could do something in the squirrel suit or whatever they want to do. But I'm the first author in the world to jump with a copy of my own book that I wrote and Jimmy this. And this is the actual, book that I skydived with. And that's like pretty amazing. And then you can see my skydive again, on YouTube.
Today's ever-present world of dangers, we have a young man here willing to expose himself in more ways than one.
The naked author, Jason W. Mitchiner. I'm jumping with my book, 10,000 feet over the Jersey Shore, across New York City skyline. By LandSeaAir, I'm hitting New York City and New Jersey. Cheers.
Jason?
So that's what I did. I wrote about it in my book. It's all documented, recorded. I did this in 2007, and then wrote about it also in my book, how I created like the naked author and everything like that. And then you can go on YouTube, and you can see, that's my skydive with my book. There's a little movie I made. That's the skydive right here, the cutaway, that my parachute didn't open, and you can watch that on YouTube. And here I am surfing also. So you get the theme, right? By LandSeaAir, I'm hitting the streets and promoting my books and my brand. So everything that I did, it's all been recorded on YouTube. And again, why I'm the greatest author of my generation is I've been utilizing all of the technology and resources of my generation. The new thing that I'm going to do with AI is that I can just take, the back of my books, just give them the synopsis of it, and they'll create text to video. So all of my books are going to have a video, and my generation and all the generation younger than me, they consume information visually and through audio. Reading books is like, by a human is a dying breed. AI is machine learning. It's just going to get better and better. You want more war in there, more sex in there, whatever the case may be, AI will do it for you. This is all what I've done and created with myself, and I already thought of my trilogy when I was writing my first book. And now I've been able to connect my trilogy. This was the very beginning of my trilogy with my book that I'm finishing up now, my 10th book. And I had somebody from Prime Media was like, oh, everything that I see about you, it's all about you, and you trying to become famous and stuff. What about the book itself? Shouldn't it just like people magically find it on Amazon and buy your book? And I gave them other reviews that I have, people that love my book, And then with the reviews and everything like that, is like even on Amazon, I only have one review on my first book that I wrote, and I could have it flooded with fake reviews and stuff like that, but I'll never do that. I live by the sword, die by the sword. So if you want to support me, please, leave a review and stuff like that. And, some people, if you don't love my book or whatever the case may be, then love me for, defeating stage 4 cancer and fighting MMA. Again, you're never going to find an author in the world that stage 4, they chopped out lymph nodes in my left arm, told me I'll never fight again. And I could suffer from lymphedema. And then I went into the cage and knocked out my opponent, ran up to the top of the cage, and all of that stuff is all recorded, on YouTube. And, anybody that talks about, now that I beat Rupert Murdoch for $1.47 million, I'm just a rich dude and stuff like that. But again, went to everybody that lost their jobs on during the COVID by Rupert Murdoch. And I've only made, in 20 years, $1. So I'm guessing the one review on Amazon for my first book is this one sale that I made. If it wasn't all about the writing, I wouldn't be writing to this day. This is 20 years of writing. And the fact that I was able to connect them all using my DNA, my ancestors, that I've been writing about the whole time. It's all about the writing. I didn't do it for $1 over 20 years. And I could care less about fame and stuff like that. I'm an author. I want to disappear. Just people know me for my books. But I can't sit at home and just hope people are going to go on Amazon and find it somehow. Does everybody understand that concept that I'm hustling? You know, I'm doing everything I can to find an audience for my book, historical fiction. When I put them on video and people can watch it, all AI needs is the back, your synopsis. My partner for over a decade, she works for Amazon, and their acquisitions department, they get hundreds of thousands of books. They're not reading your book. They give it to AI. It gives you a synopsis of your book, and if they like the idea and everything, boom, they'll go into production and make it, you know, whatever they want to do with it. But I'm going to use AI for my videos so everybody can see, you know, based on the back of my book, the synopsis, what it's all about. And I'm sure that's going to appeal to a lot more people. But for everybody that didn't support me and support fake fighters, you pay all that money for pay-per-view, and you know who I'm talking about. Fake authors don't even write their books. Ghostwriters are doing that, and AI. Everything that I've done, my books that I wrote, I did them all because I had to do them. I did them with what little money I had. I don't have Random House editors or anything. There's a lot of editing mishaps and stuff. I just found somebody with an English degree and did that. And I wanted to do videos for my books a long time ago, but I didn't have the money. So there's a lot more videos to come. I'm going to talk about a lot of things that I went through and, you know, what's motivated me and kept me going and everything, all the struggles and everything, losing my job, the ex-wife taking my son, brainwashing him to hate me, his own father, and, you know, finding out I'm a direct descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of the Scots. That really, you know, got me starting to think about trying to get in contact with, you know, my son, and, you know, sharing that DNA and seeing where we can go from there. But this is my story, and, you know, I hope you support me. Buy the books, support my cause to get my castle back, my ancestral castle. That's dope. I met people, I was just on vacation from the UK, and they couldn't believe I actually, Galbraith, have standing castles. They were like, their last name, oddly enough, was Donovan, and they were like, went to Ireland, and their castles are rubble. So I want to buy the book, kick out the fake fruit family that's in my Galbraith Bardo castle, and do everything I can to, you know, find an audience for all my books. I've been writing for over 20 years. Everything I've done is documented. And the book reviews I've written, you know, people that enjoyed my books, and everything, finding out my DNA, writing about that, connecting it, fighting after stage 4 cancer, running the LA Marathon with a copy of my book and my Galbraith ancestral kill that my biological mother denied me of ever knowing, and my biological father denied me of everything. I had to find out through 21st technology of my ancestors, and I wrote them all in my book. Again, using all 21st century technology, you know, greatest times of difficulty create the greatest people of the times. My generation is the greatest generation of the 21st century, and I'm the greatest author of my generation. Cheers.